Bill, what more can you tell us about Damian Lillard requesting a trade?
Tommy, this was always the way that it was going to have to go. My understanding was, even though the Trailblazers understood the time had come to move on from Damian Lillard, they were always going to require Lillard to make the request, to be the person who pushed for what will be, I think, an amicable breakup if he was going to be shipped on. And he's finally made the decision to be that guy and to make that decision. I think the next question now will be, he's decided that he wants to be somewhere else. How hard is he willing to push to hone in on a specific team, which obviously will lower the market for him, it will lower the return, or will he be flexible on behalf of the Trailblazers? I think that's the big question going forward.
So what we're seeing so far is it looks like it's going to be an Eastern Conference team, and I mentioned the short list right there. Just from a Dame perspective here, what have you heard about potential fits? What is Dame like? And then potentially playing with other stars/superstars.
Well, I can tell you that there is calm confidence in Miami. They're not exactly verbose or loquacious when talking about these sort of situations, but there is a sense from the Miami Heat's perspective that they are the front runner and they have a real chance to land Damian Lillard. And that certainly matches the reporting that is out there, that his sole focus right now is on Miami. And of course, it would make sense. You have a world-class coach, you have a world-class player, especially in the postseason, in Jimmy Butler. A report just coming out that Butler a few weeks ago actually insisted to that Heat front office that Lillard had to be the guy, and we know they have a culture of winning. They just made a conference finals, although I do think Philadelphia, at least on paper, would make a lot of sense, not just for Portland and what they would get in return. I imagine Tyrese Maxey be part of that, obviously draft picks, maybe Tobias Harris, but you get to go play with Joel Embiid. It is a very, very competently run organization, a well-coached organization, just like Miami. So for me, and I'm not Damian Lillard, those are the two teams that make the most sense, but it certainly sounds like, at least right now, the pulse and the vibe is that the Heat are the front runners, and that's where Damian Lillard would like to play.
You mentioned at least one package that could come back for Damian Lillard from a Portland perspective. Taking a look at what potentially is out there, maybe we stick with the front runners here, Bill. From a Portland perspective, for the Trailblazers, what would be an ideal scenario for them to get back, something that they're going to give away in their seven-time All-Star?
It is a great question. It is an important answer for Portland, and it really depends on Damian Lillard and how much he wants to insist on a certain location. If he's willing to be flexible, and understandably, maybe he doesn't want to be. He is in his 30s. He'll be 33 soon. He wants to go to winner. The more flexible he is, the better the return. Let's say, Tommy, that it's Miami. That's what we all think. It probably looks something like, in terms of the pieces that matter, not just the pieces that make the numbers work, Tyler Hero, a couple first-round picks going forward, and a couple pick swaps. That has been really the formula for teams that are going for stars like Damian Lillard, especially when you sort of know where they're targeted. It's not the best return on the face of the earth. You can get more in the open market, but Hero's a 20-point-per-game player, and he's young, and those draft picks certainly are going to be coveted by Portland because they're going to be in a 2 to 4 year rebuilding/building around this young core mode. That's the likely return. But again, we'll see if Lillard changes his mind or is open to other teams. And every team that becomes a viable competitor to go out and get Lillard, that drives the price up a little bit, and Portland gets a little bit more as a result.
Let's go.